The sages had a way of seeing the world that was very profound. They had a philosophical basis for understanding everything, or understanding that everything we experience ultimately emanates from God, it emanates from Krishna. That all the endless varieties of existence are either a direct or indirect transformation of God,
Krishna.
which means there's really no turning away from him. Even when you think you're moving in the opposite direction, you're still bumping into some aspect of his energy, right? Krishna
Right.
says, everyone follows my path in all respects.
Right.
And, with that in mind, George Harrison's simple line, everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are. Suddenly that makes perfect sense because whatever it is we're chasing, right? What do we chase in the material world? We chase love, beauty, community, strength, peace, security. It's actually Krishna that we're looking for. It's actually him shining through.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, it's Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator of the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kṛṣṇa Das. Welcome to the show. Today, it's Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. It's episode 1676.
1676.
Good morning, beautiful people. I'm here with Miss Mara. Miss Mara's not feeling good today. She's a little sick.
Is it the allergies again?
We don't know. She's
Man.
congested and sniffly. She
Allergies
can't
seem
sleep.
to be these things that just, I never had them, but they seem like they're really
Because you
tough
live
to
in a
deal with.
place with no plants.
You see, now, why
People are
go there,
allergic to
Raghunath?
plants.
Why?
There's
Why?
various pollens. There's no pollen in New York City.
Why you go there, Raghunath? Why you-
Mara, how are you? I'm so sorry you're not feeling good.
Happy to be here with everyone.
Started my bike ride today, Kṛṣṇa.
I'm worried, Raghunath. I'm a little bit worried.
I'm physically prepared. I just have no clue where I'm going, where I'm staying. I'm going to put it all together. But I'm heading for Lake Champlain.
That's your plan. You're going to go to this lake. It's very far away from you.
It is.
How many miles is that?
Well, I'm going to do multi-day, and I'm going to start, just north of Albany. What?
Multi-day.
Multi-day.
I'm really worried. Somehow I feel like you're like Bill Murray or Chevy Chase or something like that about to start some adventure.
Like another Vacation 3 movie will be made.
It's a great idea. I'm going to go out and ride my bike.
Raghunath was mauled by a bear in the Adirondacks.
Well, no, you're going to get chased by a bear, something like that.
There'll be some adventure tomorrow.
Okay.
If my backpack thing comes today in the mail. I'm waiting for that. I'm going to leave as soon as this comes from Amazon.
I think you're going to meet some characters out there. They're going to be like who's that guy that always plays some weird kind of like cross-eyed kind of character? I don't even remember.
Jim
his name.
Carrey?
Oh yeah, it could be like a Jim Carrey character. I was thinking someone like who's that guy? Oh, I forget his name. Anyway, he always plays some weird character that pops in. You might meet some weird characters out
The
there.
guy from Young Frankenstein. What's his name?
Igor?
Anyway, I'm going on a bike ride. I think it's going to be very good for my head.
Okay.
And I'm not going with Mara.
Do something like a little Nrsimha Puja or something before you go. That's all I'm asking.
Every day, Nrsimha Puja, Baba. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Every day. Every day, worship Lord Nrsimhadev. Before I get on a bicycle, before I get in a car, Lord Nrsimhadev. That's my go-to.
Have you done like a like a standard kind of upkeep of the bicycle? Like, is it ready to go?
No, I have not.
That would be a wise thing to do before.
I mean, I oil
launching.
my chain. I've got the appropriate air in my tires.
That's good.
But like, I'm not fully prepared. I don't know how to change a tire. I've never changed a tire
You're
myself.
kidding me. You don't know how to change a bicycle inner tube tire thing?
No, I don't. I don't.
No, they're going to be stranded out there in the middle of nowhere calling AAA. We don't respond to bicycles.
I'm gonna call Mara.
Mara.
She's like,
Where are you? I don't know.
Anyway, I'm trying to break out of my my comfort zone,
Okay, no, that's
and I'm
good.
just gonna go from I bike ride a lot this year, right, Mayor?
Yeah.
I bike
He's
ride a
strong.
lot,
He's strong.
and I feel strong, and I was like, you know what, I need to just go away, and I was gonna bring Mara and go with Mara, and I was like, you know what, I got to get away from Mara, not because I got to get away from her, not because I like Mara a lot, I just need to be alone
You
and
have this
just be with my.
calling in your heart.
Yeah, don't you ever get that?
I don't. I can't quite remember ever feeling like riding on a bike for days at a time, but I guess I haven't gotten that.
This is going to be a start to me going across America, I think.
All right.
What? Is that so funny?
No.
I was gonna, what do you call it? It was gonna be backpacking this year, but I whacked my knee super hard with road rage and Makundika Shore in Croatia. I just
You are getting
oh,
older, Raghunath. Just
you
keep
know
that in
what?
mind.
It's the risk reward thing. Is all those scales are constantly in front of my face.
Okay.
No, my
By
kids
the
are
way,
just,
when you
what?
am I like over to the side of your screen, like the
Oh, you
picture?
know what? You
You
are.
gotta
And
adjust that.
because I keep on looking to the right, I'm not reading the message board. Your
You're-
photo is away from my
There,
camera.
now we're talking.
There we go. Hi.
Hey, it's
Sorry
been like
about
that for a while.
What are you
My
doing?
mistake.
Anything adventurous? You're winding up the
Nothing like
Gita
you,
course.
Raghunath. I'm not. I'm
Well, you're
winding up
winding
the
up the.
Gita thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
today's the
that's
last
good.
day.
You almost had 1,000 people.
995. If you would have joined, we would have been like just 4 away.
Well, I was thinking about doing Nectar of Instruction.
Do it,
You want me
Raghunath.
to?
Do
I've
it.
I've been studying it,
Why don't you do that this
like
month?
breaking it down with different acharyas.
Why don't you do that this month? And then I'm
Well,
because
I'm going to
I'm going to
India
take a
this.
month down from Gita, and then I'm
All
going
right, let's talk about it off air.
we'll talk about it off air.
I just
Let's
got
get
a
into
little-
this show.
Let's get into this. We got some good stuff today. Miss Mara, my dear,
Yes.
Snuffleupagus,
Our sage groups are 88% full.
Okay.
88% full.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we
there's
made a
about 30
mistake
spots
yesterday.
left.
We got
Yeah.
it correct, right?
Yeah.
Sarah,
Sarah is not part of the Modern Yogi podcast.
but she's a very qualified leader.
Yes.
So
Thanks.
we
You
need-
just made that up, Kostuba?
no. I
You've been
think the
telling everybody,
person-
oh, she's the head of the Modern Yogi podcast.
Well, a person that was in the Modern Yogi podcast was meant to co-host that. I thought that
Oh.
was her. So
Okay.
it wasn't like there's some basis for that.
All right.
Is that it for the announcements?
Yeah. So people have until Friday, October 3rd to sign up for another sage group, and then it'll be closed
So tomorrow's show, Raghunath's going to be on the road, just somewhere.
somewhere.
You know, it's like the old days. It makes it exciting.
Yeah.
If I have good internet, it makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nugget.
Nugget, sir.
Today-
Miss Mara, please read.
This comes from George Harrison.
How do you like that, Raghunath? I thought you would like
I
that.
love George Harrison.
Yeah.
Now, I was speaking with a devotee just this weekend, and this devotee was convinced that they knew who the reincarnation of George Harrison is.
They're convinced.
Yeah, and it's someone within our community. I'm just going to leave it right there.
I know what I was going
Our
to say. The
community.
guy you love. What's his, that nice devotee?
Amy Woods.
Kaylee Woods.
No?
You love him.
Yeah, I do.
I know. No, but I mean, you love him.
I do.
You love him. No, Kaylee Woods. Is that who it is?
No, it's someone in the United States,
A devotee?
a devotee.
Who is a musical genius devotee?
I'm not going to say this publicly because it would just be weird.
All right. Should we get back to the nugget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
George
that
Harrison.
squirrel.
I know.
Kostuba. Where's my
George Harrison.
George Harrison writes, everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are.
What about that, Raghunath?
You know what? I love that statement, by the way. I love that statement. I'm so glad that's the nugget.
You know where
today.
that's from, right?
Yeah, from the Krishna book, the
Yeah,
introduction.
he wrote the introduction to it, and that's how he opens it up. Everybody's looking for Krishna.
Yeah.
Some don't know it, but they are. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Everybody is looking for that joy in life, that happiness in life. They don't know
Love.
it's Krishna. That connection, that lover, that friend, that best friend, that community. The
shelter.
sages had a way of seeing the world that was very profound. They had a philosophical basis for understanding everything, or understanding that everything we experience ultimately emanates from God, it emanates from Krishna. That all the endless varieties of existence are either a direct or indirect transformation of God,
Krishna.
which means there's really no turning away from him. Even when you think you're moving in the opposite direction, you're still bumping into some aspect of his energy, right? Krishna
Right.
says, everyone follows my path in all respects.
Right.
And, with that in mind, George Harrison's simple line, everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are. Suddenly that makes perfect sense, because whatever it is we're chasing, right? What do we chase in the material world? We chase love, beauty, community, strength, peace, security. It's actually Krishna that we're looking for. It's actually him shining through. The qualities that captivate us in another person, the experience, that feels the most fulfilling, the truth that stir our hearts, those are glimpses of Krishna. So whether we admit it or not, whether we call it Krishna or not, that is the search for him. And when you're chanting japa in the morning, when you have a little bit of time to go into your chanting, you've got to be like, Krishna is my adventure. Krishna is my lover. Krishna is my shelter. Krishna is my community. You have to don't just rotely say these words. Say them with the enthusiasm that is the source of your desires, and then you'll get them. You will get Krishna if you want Krishna, but you gotta want Krishna, and he'll fulfill all that other stuff too, right? You want adventure, Kastuba? You want
Yes.
excitement?
Yes.
What's more exciting than devotional service?
Getting on a bicycle and just riding out into the middle of nowhere.
You know what? I'm doing that for Krishna. I'm
Okay.
doing that to find Krishna.
Right.
I'm doing that to find the silence in nature. Don't challenge my thing, Kastuba.
No, I was glorifying your thing.
No, you weren't. You were picking at it.
No.
I just got inspired, and you're trying to take me down. This
Not at
morning.
all. I'm supporting you. I'm a little worried, but I'm supporting you.
You know what? You know why you worry? Because you don't trust Krishna.
Oh, no, but
You got to trust him.
I know, you see, I know that Krishna has this powerful material energy.
I know you're weak and marginal.
You are very tiny,
Okay, go.
insignificant spark
What do
of
you think?
spiritual, beautiful,
Harrison.
bright spiritual.
Mary, you must
energy.
love this quote, right?
What's that?
You must love this quote, Mary. Mary just
What does she
nodding
like?
to the side, won't say anything.
I don't hear what you're saying. Speak up.
I was just saying I like this quote. That's all.
You like this quote?
I was dragging.
I'm trying to
Drag her in?
drag her in a little bit, and she's dodging, ducking,
Yeah.
knitting.
I was thinking, I also really like the quote. And for a devotee of Krishna, it makes so much sense. It's like, click, yes. For anybody else, you're going to be like, no, I'm not looking for Krishna.
I'm not looking
I'm not into your mythological little blue
I'm not
boy thing.
interested in your religion. I'm looking for Jesus.
Yeah. Or whatever. Whatever they might be. Of course, we couldn't prove it to them, right? No. I can prove that you're looking for Krishna.
Mm.
But the thing is, when you engage this, you and I have had this thing going on now for nearly 40 years, right? Where we've been engaging with these books and this philosophy and these practices and reflecting on it and seeing how it holds up, like, okay, you've got this philosophy. Oh, it's an elaborate philosophy. Wow, it's really thorough. It's got a culture. It's so multifaceted.
How does it hold up? That's the big question.
How does it hold up?
10 years in, 20 years in, 30 years in.
Keeps holding up better.
Still as enthusiastic. It's like in a marriage, Yeah, we
Yeah.
started off, we were really hot. We loved each other. It was crazy, crazy passionate romance. 30 years in, you know what? Are we sure we picked the right person? Are they my soulmate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Krishna is our soulmate.
Yeah.
Krishna is, every year it becomes more evident that Krishna is our soulmate,
Yeah,
right? I'm sure you feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely, Raghunath. And even, like, say, even within the realm of Hinduism or the realm of Vedanta, or, just like that Krishna bhakti, how well that holds up. This whole philosophy that includes rasa,
Yeah.
includes the search for love that everybody's feeling, that everybody is desiring, everybody's wanting, even those that are saying they don't want it, they want it,
Right.
that in one way or another, we're looking, what we become attracted to when we see someone step out onto a stage and start displaying something, right? Something that everybody gets excited about. Even they get excited to the point where I saw this clip just yesterday. It was like a girl that was like a fan of this famous singer, and she was so overwhelmed with feelings because she had her arms around him, and they were taking a selfie together, and you
Sure.
could just see she was so overwhelmed with these feelings of excitement, of love, for this person. She couldn't believe that she had him in her arms, and she was becoming like giddy and like just kind of losing control. And I was just seeing it's just Krishna's energy shining through, because ultimately that person is going to disappoint, even if her fantasy could get fulfilled and she could marry him or whatever, right? It would ultimately, that excitement would wear down, and you know what I'm saying?
Who is the famous person?
It was Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah.
And
Imagine if they got married.
eh,
Justin, pick up your socks.
yeah, right. And
Oh, the rock star can't pick up his socks. No,
well, you
it's
know
one
what
of these things we idolize and romanticize a being, and because they have some like material talent, we make
yeah,
them God and we worship them as God, like a deity,
yeah,
and they fall short. Now, the interesting thing is,
yeah,
if they're carrying messages of truth, which can be connected to God and
yes,
and wisdom and Lord Vishnu, then their substance is even more real. And then
sure,
then we can then we appreciate.
less superficial.
Yeah. Like, for
But
example, you give me a message of truth every day. And as I
oh,
get to know you, I appreciate you more. And any shortcomings I see in you, I realize those are like spots on the moon, right? The moon is so bright, you're not going to criticize the moon for a little spot on it. The moon is so beautiful, on on a dark night when the moon rises. So we look at devotees like that too. Devotees give us so much. Instead of concentrating on what they do wrong, you really focus on the bright light they give us all. And so people who are just in material consciousness and the material skill, I know I've been there. I was like a singer of a band, and you get people who just like lose their mind and love you,
mm,
and then something happens and they flip and they hate your guts. You don't even you haven't done anything different from yesterday to today, but today they realize, oh, this person is.
did you have stalkers, Raghunath? You ever have a
Um,
stalker?
I don't know if you get stalkers in my world, but you get these people who are ridiculously in love with you, and then they realize you're human,
Right,
and for no
drag you
good
down.
reason, in the same way, no good reason they loved you, they hate your guts. That's
You're
happened many
human.
times, huh?
You're human. In other words, they get disappointed when they see that you're a human being.
Or just whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They idolize you to the point of like you can't win this.
right.
It's a real weird thing. And sometimes what I find out is, and this happened a lot. You want to hear something weird in a
Mm,
shelter thing? Like you when even when later when I was in shelter, they want to be. They don't. You get them into bhakti even. They even move into an ashram, and then all of a sudden they realize you're human, and they
yeah.
hate you because they wanted to be you, and they realize I could be you. It's a weird type of Mayavadi philosophy where they want to become you and they despise you. It's very weird, Kastub. I've
Because
had a
you're
very
occupying their
weird
space that
relationship
they
with
want.
people in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like I can't bring people too close to me because I don't know. It's like anyway, this
Well,
is subject to
in any
philosophical
case,
discussion.
what I was
Squirrel.
thinking about
Sorry.
when I saw that Justin Bieber thing was I was thinking about there's that letter in the Srimad Bhagavatam. You know the letter I'm talking about? There's a letter in the 10th canto
From Rukmini?
from Rukmini to Krishna. right?
Yeah.
What a far out, interesting little piece of yogic, content there, right?
Rukmini writes a letter to Krishna. Please save me. My my father and brother arranged my marriage to a person I don't want to be married to,
Yeah.
but I'm in love with you, Krishna.
She had
Please
never
come
met him.
rescue me.
Yeah, she had never met
All I
him.
have is I've heard about you.
Yes.
I mean, back then you could get married just from hearing about some.
Yeah.
Arranged marriages were so common that you just accept him as my husband.
Yeah. But this hearing of Krishna is a whole nother level of hearing, right? Hearing of the qualities of the Supreme Person,
Yeah.
So she wrote this letter, and in that letter she expressed like, why should I now when you hear this you see, that's why I say this stuff holds up better and better as you go, When you first hear that letter, I wish I had it handy, but she's saying, like, why would I give myself to any man who's made of like flesh and blood and all of that, who's just destined to disappoint, right? I forget exactly how she phrases it, but it's when you hear that first, even if you're like a practicing devotee, you think, okay, well, that's like a little bit much, isn't it? It's
Right.
like, and it's not saying that like a woman shouldn't be devoted to a husband or a husband shouldn't be devoted to a wife, but we're devoted in relation to our both developing our love for Krishna. And that's makes the whole thing wonderful, Otherwise, it is in some sense or another, it's destined to disappoint. And as the years go on, you see like, my God, she's so into this Justin Bieber. If only, if the intense feelings that she's feeling right now are just so misplaced. And nothing against Justin Bieber, but
Very good.
but it's
What he
just so
does.
misplaced. And if it were placed in the right spot, everybody's looking for Krishna. What she's seeing in Justin Bieber is just a spark of Krishna's splendor, right? Whatever in his looks, in his haircut or whatever, in his
Good hair.
ability
Good
to
hair, that
sing
guy.
or dance, whatever it
Good
is.
dancer. Great dancer. He was dancing since he was a little kid.
Yeah, well, they train him up like that, right? It's just a tiny spark of what's in Krishna. And as we mature in devotion, we begin to just see Krishna everywhere. That's called Krishna consciousness, Everybody's looking for Krishna. As you begin to know that, you can begin to let go of everything else. And it's such a relief. It relieves you of so much burden. Our attachments to the things that are indirectly Krishna, his separated energies, they just cause us problem after problem after problem after problem after problem, suffering, 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 pain, so much pain and heartbreak in so many ways. While all along we're just looking for that source behind it all. And that source becomes more and more tangible as we advance in bhakti. So that even if he's not here and we can't embrace him like she was embracing Justin Bieber, we feel him in our heart, right? He becomes very tangible in one's life. And it just grows and grows. And you know what? It's not some madness. It's not some delusion. As people get more and more there, it's these people that I respect more and more that are like really understand things, really move through the world intelligently, really know what they're doing. They're feeling it more and more.
Sure.
And all these things increase your faith, and George Harrison, he got it, right? He was just like he was with Srila Prabhupada himself, who's like
It
this
helps
super.
also in
Yeah.
his case to get all your desires fulfilled. I mean, George Harrison was in this
Sure.
position. Most of us won't, if not all of us, won't be in this lifetime, where you have fame and wealth and beautiful people,
Yeah.
like at your beck and call. All you need to do is just extend your hand, and you can have it all.
On a level like no one else.
Like no one else, like a king. They can have it all, and then to realize, like, actually,
It's not
I
what
don't
need.
want this. I just want God.
Yeah.
I just want Krishna. And sometimes people have to like beat their head against the wall to realize that, like, no, I actually need wealth. I know he had it, but he didn't know how to spend it like I would. No, he did. He knew how to spend it. He knew how to enjoy the material world, and it wasn't satisfying.
Right.
And sometimes we think, no, if only I had her, him, that place, did this, gone there.
It's
No.
Krishna you're looking for.
Study the people who've had everything, whether it's George Harrison or, Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami is a billionaire by today's standards. He had everything, and he's just like not interested. Not pass. Walk away from it. What do you think about that?
I'm with you, right? You know, there was what you just said just reminded me of a nugget that we had on like a long, long, long time ago, Raghunath.
Kastub, I just want to just say,
Yes.
I remember Satyaraj Prabhu when I was sort of courting Krishna, coming to the temple
Courting.
and courting Krishna. You know what I mean? Courting Krishna. Some of us are out of the stage.
Wooing.
We're still court. You ever court a girl and you're thinking like, we're trying to like, is she the one? I want to date her. Let's just hang out. I was courting Krishna, and he was Satyaraj Prabhu was so expert. He came up to me one day. I was courting Krishna. I used to sit down and eat breakfast with him, eat khichdi with him after the morning program. And he goes, "You know what your problem is, Bhakta Ray?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Well, you're a little famous in your band. You're looking around at all these brahmacharis like they're a bunch of losers. That's your problem. You think, though, they could never do anything with their life, but you could do." He's like, "I got news for you. They could do a lot with their life. There's people much bigger and much more powerful and much more intelligent and much more clever than you, but you're thinking they're a bunch of losers. That's your problem."
And you thought when he said that, how did you accept it?
Yeah, I did.
You're like, you hit the
I was
nail.
like,
How did you get inside my head?
Yeah, well, that's what gurus do. That's what devotees do. They get inside your head. They know your shortcomings. They know your faults. They know your doubts, and they cut them through. And it was a type of arrogance that I was carrying around. That's why it's so good when we visit Chowpatty and meet all these Indian brahmacharis who've given up everything to serve Radhanath Swami, and they're all exponentially more materially qualified than you and I. They're like, "Well, I was a PhD in engineer. I had to hold a double master's in this." And I was like, "Oh, what have you done with your life?" I was like, "Well, I was like 5 minutes from dropping out of high school. How about that?"
Well, the nugget that I was going to bring up, Raghunath, was from Francois de la Rochefoucauld.
You're double nugging me? You're double nugging me today?
Yeah, Francois de la. We need Martine's help with this. De la Rochefoucauld.
De la Rock. All right, let's go. You're squirreling out of control here, man. We got a whole.
You've been doing all the talking today, Raghunath.
Brother.
You've been doing all the talking. Okay.
And we're not in the Bhagavatam.
As soon as I start to talk, you bring out the squirrel. No, he said, before we set our hearts too much upon anything, let us examine how happy they are who already possess it.
Boom!
Okay, that was
that's a good one. That was a very. That was
okay. Another great head of hair, this guy.
Before we start in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesh Vadrishu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendance in class in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome in the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Tamadandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Midatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Where are we? Where are we? We're at Canto 10, chapter 13, text 20.
Okay, what's happening again now?
Let's just read it. We'll figure it out.
I can tell you, people need to know.
I know.
Krishna just expanded himself as all the cowherd boys, as all the calves. Brahma thought he pulled a fast one on. I'm going to take the cows. I'm going to take the boys. And then Krishna expanded himself with this unlimited Vishnu potency of his Vishnu Maya.
Oh yeah, this is when you were talking yesterday about expanding the imposter children.
Yeah,
right. Krishna created imposter children, imposter cows and calves. Okay, text 20. Now expanding himself so as to appear as all the calves and cowherd boys, all of them as they were, and at the same time appear as their leader. Krishna entered Brajabhumi, that's Vrindavan, the land of his father, Nanda Maharaj, just as he usually did while enjoying their company. He's acting as if nothing is
Yeah,
different.
actually, this scene of Krishna coming home every like late afternoon, this is considered this scene is spoken about a lot,
Is it?
in the shop. Yeah, the gopis say it's the perfection of the eyes.
Is Krishna coming back after
Everybody's
tending the
sitting there
cows?
feeling, yeah, they're all feeling the separation from him all day. They're just waiting for the moment. And when it comes back, it's like the most beautiful scene you can. It's that painting that both you and I have, right? It's behind me right now, right?
Yeah.
Is that he's playing the flute. There's all these beautiful cows, and there's a dust being risen by it, and the sun setting behind Govardhan Hill, and all the boys are dancing and they're happy, and it's a pure, beautiful, joyous scene. And
They
he's
say
just
that
doing it
you
again.
can. They say that having that dust fall on you
Yeah,
is like taking a bath, meaning according to Vedic standards, you are clean.
it's the most purifying thing, right?
Yeah, well, there's different types of baths,
Yeah,
but one of the
Braj Snana,
bath is the dust raised by the hooves of the cows. That's the type of bath.
Snana.
Okay,
So he's doing it on his own now, just by taking the roles of all the cows and all the boys.
text 21. Krishna, who had divided himself as different calves and also as different cowherd boys, entered different cowsheds as the calves and
Imagine
then
that.
different homes as the different boys. So imagine all of a sudden your imposter calf has come back and you're the
You're
cow.
excited, like
You're like, yeah, you're more excited than when your calf comes, or your imposter child comes home and you're like, you look so beautiful. I don't know what it is about you today. I mean, parents always love their kids, but like this is like because God is basically walking to your house. Krishna in full has incarnated, has expanded himself to be a direct double, like a stunt double of your child.
everybody's looking for Krishna, but they don't know it. And so those cows, they love their calves, but it's all Krishna's energy and Krishna's qualities that are shining through their calves that they love. And now their calf actually is full on Krishna.
Hold on.
Have you ever been in a Goshala like in the late afternoon when they let the calves go back to the mothers?
Yeah. Yeah.
That scene is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like in my poor Goshala, they let like one calf at a time, and as soon that calf comes running like mad, like it's like so excited, right?
If you've never been to one of these Vedic goshalas, oh my God. It's so beautiful compared to like the horrible,
Don't even go there.
yeah,
Right now.
horrible things you got. Just it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's really peaceful. We do that in the morning of our teacher training. We go downstairs one or two of the days and just do our morning kirtan to
With
the
the cows.
cows.
Yeah,
Yeah. I always post pictures like that. So
sweet.
the mothers of the boys, upon hearing the sounds of the flutes and the bugles being played by their sons, immediately rose from their household tasks. They lifted their boys onto their laps, embraced them with both arms, and began to feed them with their breast milk. Now they're actually feeding Krishna, which
Yeah,
flowed forth because of extreme love specifically for Krishna. Actually, Krishna is everything, but at the same time expressing extreme love and affection, they took special pleasure in feeding Krishna, the Parabrahman. And Krishna drank that milk from his respective mothers as if it were a nectarian beverage.
It was their love.
So they say it's one of the more satisfying things a woman can do with their life is to breastfeed. I've heard that.
When do at what age do they usually stop breastfeeding?
You know, it's interesting because in upstate New York, especially these Waldorf mothers, they just keep going. You know what I mean? I think in New York City, they're like, well, I'm going to get a C-section at noon, and I'm going to either pump my breast or use formula. No, it's true.
We'll be out of there by.
You can give birth. It is so crazy. You give birth by appointment. You know,
I'll be out of there by 12:45, and I'll be able to make it to Cinderella by 1 o'clock.
Right. So anyway,
Well,
No
but
judgment.
what age?
No
do-
judgment. I'm not giving birth to anybody. I think if I had to give birth, I'd just say, man, I don't think men are designed for pain.
I'm asking you a question. At what age do they usually stop breastfeeding?
My kids were breastfed a long time.
What age?
I don't, like 3.
Okay. You see, now these kids are 5.
You know, I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Maybe that's just like a more of a, if
You
when
know
live in
why? You
nature and
develop
everything.
this very strong attachment to the mother.
Yeah.
And like in India, and we've had this on the show, we've unmuted Indians on the show. The parents feed with their hand, like a mother bird,
Yeah.
feeds the child.
Yeah.
Some Indian listeners to the podcast said, "Oh, my mom still does," or she did. I said, "How long did she do it for?" He goes, "Oh, she still does it."
Still.
And after an American, they're like, "What?" Yeah, and that's
Do it like
we
once,
eat
like
with
when you
our
get
right
married
hands.
and they give you the
We
cake.
Right, we do once with a cake, and sometimes you throw the cake. But we eat with our hands because we say there's something with the touching of the food that helps the digestion. But imagine the mother. Think about that attachment that comes from the mother who's feeding the child.
Yeah. But look at this verse, when I said, actually, Krishna is everything. Right? Everybody's looking for Krishna, but they just don't know it. Whatever
that's
you're
where you-
looking for,
Yeah.
right? You just can't turn away. So now they think that they have their sons in their arms in their breastfeeding, but it's actually Krishna.
Thereafter, Maharaj Parikshit, as required according to the scheduled round of his pastimes, Krishna returned in the evening, entered the house of each of the cowherd boys, and engaged exactly like the former boys, thus enlivening their mothers with transcendental pleasure. The mothers took care of the boys by massaging them with oil, bathing them, smearing their bodies with sandalwood pulp, decorating them with ornaments, chanting protective mantras, decorating their bodies with tilak, and giving them food. And in this way, the mothers served Krishna personally.
Now, what does this remind you of?
I mean,
Hmm?
deity worship?
Thank you. Yes, right.
Mhm.
All the things that we do in deity worship are just, just go down the list. Even the terminology is the same, right? Tailam and um, alankara.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like all
Putting
that
oil, decorating,
all that we do in deity worship is basically a manifestation of what's taking place in Goloka Vrindavan.
And that's why they say that the means and the end are the same.
That's
What do
right.
you do in your neophyte stages? We
Yeah.
glorify God. We say certain prayers. We bathe the deity. We wash. This is what we're practicing for our spiritual deha,
That's right.
our spiritual form.
Right.
Nice to think about like that.
It's an amazing thing, right? It's just like, let me.
One day, this eggshell is going to crack, and we're just going to be there.
You're gonna pop out like a turtle.
Yeah, just like a baby turtle. We're just gonna. That's just gonna happen. We're just gonna be still worshiping Krishna. It's just not gonna stop.
Oh.
But if you're not 100% worshiping Krishna, we're like, oh, we got to take birth in this meat machine again, this meat puppet again. It was an insightful name, huh? Those guys. There was a band when me and
Puppets.
Kasuba were growing up called the Meat Puppets.
Yeah.
I always thought, like, what a weird, you take two words that don't
Meat
go together and
puppet.
put them together. Totally goes together.
But are
They
you
were,
sure
were they
they were?
enlightened or something?
Are you sure they're speaking about like the human body when they said meat puppet, or did they have something else in mind?
In retrospect, I think they were geniuses.
Well, but you don't know what they were referring to when they said
The
meat puppet.
meat puppet? What else would it be?
Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe some
Merrick, could you look that up? Origin of
meat
the.
puppets. The band, the Meat Puppets.
What does their name mean?
What does their name mean?
You're probably right.
Anyway, they were good, weren't they? The Meat Puppets. Did you like
Never
them?
really listened to them,
Oh, they're pretty good. That first single of the Meat Puppets, bam.
Then there was the Meat
Wait.
Men.
The Meat Men. No, there's
Don't go there.
lewd and disgusting.
Okay. Whereas the meat puppets were very refined
Deep, refined
gentlemen.
sages.
Meat puppet is a derogatory slang term for a person who acts without consciousness or independently, mindlessly following the commands of others or a certain culture.
Oh, they're
Okay,
a puppet that's made out of meat. So it's kind of halfway there.
It can also refer to a human body without a conscious mind.
There you go.
The phrase can also refer to the American rock band.
American
The
ruffian.
fact is, we think we're actually well, I'm more conscious, and now I'm not a meat puppet. I'm conscious. Oftentimes, what we think we're doing is just our addictions, our attachments, our passions, our desires that actually have nothing to do with the purified soul. It's just I was born into a family that loves to eat this. I was born into a body that is attracted to this. I was born with a passion that's greedy for this, and I think that's authentic me. It's not. That is the defiled me from a previous birth, getting born into a defiled family. I don't know what my pure self is. I'm a meat puppet.
Okay. Well, Greg DeGases loved the meat puppets.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
All
He
right.
loves. We live parallel universe, Greg DeGasu. Okay. Thereafter, all the cows entered different sheds. Do we read 24 yet?
I don't think you read this yet.
Thereafter, all the cows entered their different sheds, began mooing loudly,
They do.
calling for what's Sanskrit for mooing? Calling for the respective
So-
calves. When the calves arrived, the mothers began licking the calves' body again and again and profusely feeding them with milk flowing from their milk bags.
This is what it says right now. Hunkara. Remember the devotee Hunkara? He passed away. I don't know if you know.
Hunka. Did he?
Yeah.
Who's
Hunkara goes shy by making Hunkara means to make a sound. Like I
like
think
honking? Like honk. That's
like
probably what it-
honking. Hunkara.
Honkara.
Yeah. Kara means do and hunkara. Do honking. Honking.
Do honking. Okay.
And
Previously,
so yeah, that's what the word was, I think.
thank you.
Boing,
It was very informative.
Thank you. You asked, I delivered. Okay.
I think you did. Previously, from the very beginning, the gopis had motherly affection for Krishna. Indeed, their affection for Krishna exceeded even their affection for their own sons.
All right. All the other
displaying-
mothers in the neighborhood loved
Mhm.
Krishna.
In displaying their affection, they had thus distinguished between Krishna and their sons, but now that distinction disappeared.
Because Krishna was their son.
Yeah. Although the inhabitants of Brajabhumi, the cowherd men and the cowherd women previously had more affection for Krishna than their own children, now, for 1 year, their affection for their own sons continuously increased. For Krishna had now become their son. There was no limit to the increment of their affection for their sons, who were now Krishna. Every day, they found new inspiration for loving their children as much as they loved Krishna. This is interesting. A very interesting point.
Yeah.
The Bhagavatam calls material attraction chewing that which has been chewed.
Okay.
Sanskrit, please.
Charvita charananam.
Right? Chew. So imagine, and little children do this. They, when they're like 6 years old, they're chewing a piece of gum and they don't want it anymore. And they go, "Daddy," and they give you the gum that it doesn't taste good anymore. "Daddy, here." Like they think it's sort of like a selfish way of being
Giving without really giving.
without really giving. I'm giving you this thing that has no taste any longer.
Right.
And they describe like that's what material life is. Something even super cool. It becomes stale after some time.
Right.
What used to excite you also, I used to think about this myself when I was a kid and I would go to the carnival or the fair. I'd think, imagine if I had bumper cars in my backyard. How incredible would that be? You know how incredible it would be? It'd be incredible for a little while,
Right.
and then it'd be stale.
Maybe
very
for an
soon.
afternoon.
Now, some things, as they're more refined and you can push yourself to the limits and you're doing maybe, tricks on a motorcycle or tricks on a bicycle, those get excitement. They're passionately fulfilling, but they also can leave you, things in the mode of passion leave us in great distress as well. You break your collarbone, break a bone. Evil Knievel broke every bone in his body, they say. So my point is this. The material world becomes stale over time. We always have to think of ways to make it more exciting. After I learn how to snowboard down the hill, then I got to go faster. Then I got to do a jump. Then I go in the half pipe. Then I got to go in the snowboard park. You got to keep up everything is like that.
I also see these clips of these guys that do all those things now. Like they do things on skateboards that they've never done before.
I know. They're so much
They
better.
do, and then they get so excited about it, you know.
Well,
And
I
then they
mean,
can.
I think there are things where you're actually getting better. They are exciting, but oftentimes they can leave the body
They're so
torn up.
meaningless.
Well, it's not just that. I don't want to say there's not like pleasure in the material world, but my point is,
It's
imagine
meaningless.
every time you come to this thing, it doesn't get stale. The gum gets sweeter and more exciting and more, that squirt gum, it squirts even bigger the next time. The bubbles get bigger that you can blow. It just gets more refreshing. It gets overwhelmingly joyful. It does not get stale.
Mm.
And it actually, there's that beautiful line in the Shikshastakam that really stuck with me the first time I read it.
Tell me.
All
Do
glories
tell.
of the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the dust of the heart of the living entity, and extinguishes the blazing fire of material life. This Sankirtan mission is the prime benediction for all humanity, for it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It's the life of all transcendental knowledge. And this is the line I'm trying to think of.
Nandam Bhuti Vardhanam.
It's the life of all transcendental knowledge, and
Sever expand.
allows one to taste the nectar for which we were always anxious. We're always waiting for something to deliver. And it really comes to, now what? I've climbed this mountain, now what? I can do this trick on my bicycle. People do like flips on their crazy stuff they do on bicycles now. Now what? Does it ever end? It's almost like a type of greed where I can do this yoga pose. Now what? I've got the picture of me doing this yoga pose. Now what? The whole material world is now what? I've won these awards. I've got these trophies. I've got to the height of my career. Now what?
Yeah. Well, that verse says,
Whereas the holy name allows one to taste the nectar for which they are always anxious.
but not only that, Raghunath. Anandam Bhuti Vardhanam. It's ever increasing. The bliss that one feels in it is Vardhanam. It's ever increasing.
But not only that, Kastuba.
No.
See, you don't like to be interrupted with that statement. That is not a nice statement. I don't want you to say that statement to me anymore. I'm going to put up a boundary.
Well, I thought that was what
I'm
you were
using
getting at.
boundaries with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that's what you were getting at, because that was the whole theme of what you're talking about. It seems-
What was the phrase you just said to me again?
Anandam
Not only
Bhuti-
that. Not only that. That's saying, you know what that really means? The subtitle to that is, I hear what you're saying, but you're missing the point, dum-dum.
Well, that's one way to phrase it, but it was really like, Raghunath, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I know that you're almost there, and let me just assist you.
And I'm saying, not only that, Christine, but in those other things.
I tried to say 2 times earlier, and you just blew over me. So now I
not only that, Castillo, but listen to this. All the other things leave some type of detriment to the mind or the body.
Yeah, but not only that, they also lead detriment to the.
What? Not only that. Write that down. We cannot say not only that on the show. It is condescending.
Oh, Raghunath, let it go. Let it go.
That's condescending.
You see, there's anything that I say to help you, you're going to
That's
see
condescending. Help me. All right, so listen. Hear
I
me.
think the only thing I can say is help me. That's the only thing that's not going to be condescending. Help me, Raghunath, please.
Make me wise like you, Buddha. Anyway, my point is this.
Yeah.
It's the things within bhakti. We develop this eagerness, like in the same way, okay, I got to ride my bike higher. I got to jump higher with my snowboard. I got to drive my car faster. I need a bigger extension on my house. I need a pool in my house. I need a deeper pool. Whatever it is, all those things either financially ding you, mentally ding you, physically ding you, but the spiritual things make you actually more and more connected. It's an addiction also, but it leaves you freer from the material world, freer from your body, freer from your attachments. That's the difference.
That's a
the end.
complete.
Let's end it right
that's
there.
A complete
Let's end it right there.
Statement and perfect.
This is Bridesmaids. He's taking the mic. Not only that, Raghunath. This is Bridesmaids. That's what's going on right now.
It is.
You got to use Bridesmaids once for a clip for our pod, for a thumbnail where they're fighting over the microphone. And I just want to say this. And now onto our wedding. Oh, but one more thing.
Ready
And
for
then you
some
opened up
quiz?
to me and shared things that you never shared with anybody else before. So.
Everybody Google that, please. And bridesmaid fighting for the microphone. Okay.
All right. Are you gonna text right now?
No.
Good.
Really?
Call him on that, Mara. Call him. The show is not done yet. Just because you've stopped speaking, it doesn't mean that the show is over, Raghunath. Please, Mara.
Whatever we're chasing in this world is really Krishna.
It's really Krishna, Raghunath.
It is. It's true.
Krishna's my adventure, my lover, my shelter, and my community.
You're telling us that was condescending, Mara. I'm sorry. Okay, that was just too much. I can't bear this anymore. Talking down to us like this.
Every year it becomes more and more evident that Krishna is our soulmate.
He's our
Right.
soulmate, Raghunath.
Not that I don't love you. I think you're wonderful.
Okay. Focus on the bright lights, not the spots on the moon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You
Reminder.
were like a moon.
Thank you. Thank you. A lot of spots.
Your head is like the rising moon.
Be
Thank you.
devoted to your family in relation to Krishna.
It's interesting. In India, you could say that. You are like the moon. You are.
Here we don't appreciate the moon enough. In India, they
No, we
really
say
appreciate
you are
the moon.
moon-like.
You're
You are
like the
moon-like.
moon.
What,
do
you got a
think?
big bulbous head? That's what you mean? Because I'm losing my hair, I look like the moon.
Is that what you're
moon-
saying?
Moon is very beautiful.
Very beautiful. Cooling.
Krishna's return is the perfection of the eyes.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that. Krishna's return. Oh yeah.
Return
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
cow. Material life is chewing that which has already been chewed.
Dust bath.
Oh,
Chewing. That's such a great phrase.
It is.
chewing the chewed.
Spiritual life never gets stale.
Doesn't get
Oh
stale.
yeah, that was a Cro-Mags lyric. Chewing the chewed.
They put that in there.
I think so.
And
Maybe I did. Maybe it was a Shelter lyric, or maybe it was both.
And
Justin Bieber is just a spark of Krishna's splendor.
there's
He
a little
is.
spark.
A wonderful spark. At
Really
that.
cute spark.
You ever see those ones where Justin Bieber's dancing as a little kid?
No, I haven't.
I think he was like, who are these type of parents who are like, okay, we're going to take you and we're going to make you a star.
That's what they do.
There's something about those parents. Anyway, my parents didn't try that. Thanks, everybody, for joining us Tuesday. I'm going to be on the road, hopefully, somewhere
Yeah.
with internet for tomorrow.
You've committed now. If like you were to flake now, it would just be. You've already
I
said
know.
you're
Now I have some accountability to all the listeners out there that I have to go somewhere on my bicycle. And if I don't, and if I can't live up to it, I will take this computer, hide somewhere on the property where I get signal,
Pretend.
and pretend I am somewhere different. I'll even have my bicycle behind me and a jacket on or something like that. How about that?